She thinks that I'm some wounded dog. No offense, bud. Argos! I got a wife and a kid. They're in danger. You didn't turn the oven off?
I never turn it on.
What is it?
Someone's trying to kill my husband.
He's not going anywhere.
John, sir, how are you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
Yeah, no, thank you for the time and for the film as well. I've just finished it this afternoon. I loved it. It's brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, you did. You loved it. That's awesome to hear.
So different than I was expecting in a good way. I'm quite curious though. First of all, the last thing I expected was to see a Nietzsche philosophical kind of quote at the beginning. I'm quite curious why you put man is the cruelest animal to kind of set the tone, because it kind of suggests this kind of self-awareness and inevitability at the same time. Was that what you wanted to go with? Something like that?
Well, I'm the son of a forensic psychiatrist, first of all. So notion of psychiatry is fascinating to me. The notion of psychopathy, of trauma, all this stuff. And in movie one, we really delve into the sort of, there's these sequences where Jake he's forced to talk to a psychiatrist and he's trying to shine him on. And then he starts getting into Jung. He starts talking about the shadow side and Jung. And the psychiatrist says, "Oh, you've been in therapy before." And he's obviously like a well-read guy. He's not as well-read as you. I see your stack of books here is amazing. But Jake has books. He's got no TV, right? So he reads books. The thing is, he's a smart character. He's a complex character morally, and he's obviously, he's a killer, but he's a complex killer, and because he's an anti-hero, and so he understands the psychological turmoil that he's in. He's very well aware of it, and that's why he talks to his dog more than he opens up to his wife, about the stuff that he's been through. So we set that up in movie one, that he understands Jung, he understands Selbst more. He's talking about suicide in German philosophical terms. He's so it made sense that the movie subjectively takes a similar approach to looking at humanity through a German philosophical.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's not kind of the film that you expect to kind of go into, because it's the trailer. It's kind of like action packed, these kind of things. But it must have been really. I mean, I love the fact that it does dive into these kind of psychiatric kind of theories and kind of what he's going through. But at the same time, it must have been really difficult, especially when the action escalates, to keep that in the foreground without it kind of feeling abstract, if you know what I mean. Even when he was in kind of the most frantic situations, you could still palpably feel it.
Yeah, I think the reason why you can feel it is that the physical obstacles that he has to overcome to get from point A to point B in his odyssey through, an apocalyptic Los Angeles are effectively the internal issues that he's struggling with. So, for example, suicidal ideation. Well, that's something that he talks about a lot in movie one as a Marine combat veteran, as a former LAPD canine handler. He's been through the shit, and he's seen partners die, his dogs have died. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And so what is the obstacle he has to overcome 30 minutes in? I don't want to say, but like he's forced to confront that in himself in a physical, logistical situation, and an obstacle that he must overcome. So it's almost like he's working out all of his psychological issues through every set piece in the movie, and ultimately he's forced to confront this flip side to the coin. And Officer Beekman, played by Carl Fanning, I think he did such a great job in the movie. And he's the character Beekman. And Beekman plays just the opposite side of the coin of Jake, where he's the guy who's willing to play by the devil's terms, whereas Jake's unwilling to do that. He's unwilling to go that far. He's going to fight the devil, so to speak.
Yeah.
So these are big themes I'm trying to wrestle with and put them into this as a thinking man's action movie, as a complex, psychologically sophisticated movie where it's 90 minutes of shit your pants, in terms of action and suspense and delivering the goods in a sort of old school, unapologetic way, but I wanted the two are kind of, you can't separate them really.
Yeah. And I really appreciate the fact that I left the film kind of pondering about kind of the way he kind of deals with the trauma. It's not just his personal dealings. So he's got his wife there who he kind of trying to share. She's his kind of his life preserve. She's trying to help him through, trying to get him to kind of release some way. So I was quite. I'm guessing that was something that was very very much something that you spoke with the rest of the cast to kind of really bring it to the forefront, but without making it kind of overpower the actual story that you wanted to tell of kind of the action and the kind of the main narrative that was
Yeah,
kind of
well,
carrying the story.
to me, it's critical to have these kind of multiple threads. So you have this kind of A story, which is him getting from point A to point B to protect him, protect his family, his wife and his son. And then you have this B story, and that's what you're talking about, the sort of emotional arc between he and his wife. And he is a dangerous guy, but he's under control. He's a good guy. So he's trying to keep it together and hold it together and be a protector and a provider for his family and build this career post LAPD. And how's he going to do that? And his wife wants a guy who can protect and provide, but her question is he a dangerous guy that's under control? Is he holding it together? Or, he's sober 1 year. She's so proud of him. But yet here she is trying to make him feel better, almost sell him a false bill of goods on how
Yeah.
great he's holding it together. When she sees, and we see early on, the cracks, him having night terrors and PTSD and suffering from that. So the real thing she's wrestling is she doesn't want to be 30 years in with a guy she has to babysit. And
Yeah.
that's the thing because she doesn't understand what it's like to be in the war and to be a killer, to be had their friends die and all the stuff that he's been through in war. So that's the arc that needs to go through the movie so that they, in the old school Blake Snyder kill the cat, film structure paradigm, you would say B story solves A story, right? So what has to happen in the film is she's got to understand what it's like to be in the fight. She has to understand what it's like to send somebody to kill or to be a part of killing. And that's ultimately what they need to reconcile. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, it's about, without ruining anything, it's about, well, can they reconcile now? And that's the sort of the complex aspect at the end of the film.
I'm really, really curious how you managed to work to bring a dog into the fore because something that deals so much with psychological trauma, he ends up sharing more of it with the dog than with his wife, like you said. I'm quite curious how you brought that into the fold to make it really feel so realistic and authentic. I was speaking to Aaron just previously, and he said that he spent a lot of time with the dogs, and he was kind of like, hands off everyone else. I really want this time to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he really look, he's playing an animal trainer in the movie, and he's a method actor. So it's like, well, we'll just let Aaron train the dog. So he started
Mhm.
working Garrett Van Munster and all their team of animal handlers that we had that were incredible team of people. Very, very cool because a lot of it was laissez-faire. They let Aaron get in their cornflakes, so to speak,
Yeah.
and start to do the stuff. So we didn't have animal trainers over his shoulder, signaling the dog and the dog looking over his shoulder. The dog's looking at him, totally
Mhm.
keyed into him, addicted to him. And he's controlling the dog in all these scenes. It allowed me to pull the camera back and just film Aaron and the dog, and you see moments where he's telling the dog to do stuff and he's controlling the animal. And it's really fascinating how he got in there and did. And look, we're showing the film tonight to a group of military veterans here in Washington,
All right.
D.C. And one of the organizations that putting on the screening that responded to the film so much, Rally for Vets, they supply trained dogs at a clip of 40 to $50,000 per dog to a military veteran suffering from PTSD, dealing with suicidal ideation. So having a dog with a complex psychological, traumatized person actually dovetails really nicely and is
Absolutely.
real. It's very real. And so having that relationship with his dog, it's like his psychiatrist, it's his partner, it's his friend. And to a certain extent, it's his own personified aggression and trauma that he's trying to control. So the metaphor in the movie just is what's happening in the movie. He's trying to control his animal. He's trying to control his animal. He's trying to deal with this psychological obstacle. Well, he has to deal with the obstacle in real life. He's confronting the devil. Well, he's confronting a drug cartel. It's like all these things are happening on a deeper philosophical and psychological level, and they're happening as a rock and roll narrative. So it's hopefully the thing just dovetails as we go, and you don't have to be heavy-handed with any of it.
I mean, talking of keeping things real, on a lighter note, I know that the previous film, there were certain reviews. I know that you do read some reviews, and they were a bit ticked off that they thought that your version of LA was contrived and kind of the police station wasn't real, and these kind of things, which was absolutely way off the mark because you actually took B-roll footage that you actually used in the film, no? And they were complaining about that stuff. So I'm quite curious how you went into this film after the fact that of what people had said about the previous film.
Well, yeah, like you say, I mean, it's funny that you say that. I was filming, LA's my hometown, and I just took a
Yeah.
camera out, filmed the real police precinct in Skid Row, and there's people shooting up on the steps, and there's people, a homeless encampment around, and it says, spray paint all over the, F the police in front, it's like a scene out of Police Academy 2 or 3 or whatever. It's like the apocalyptic, thing. And it's real. People said, "Oh, this is a fever dream, a right-wing fever dream." I'm like, I'm apolitical. I'm filming the police station. This is as objective as you can get. And so this time I was like, well, I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm forced to shoot a body of the film, a chunk of the film in South Africa in Cape Town, which was terrific with great crews and great actors and all these people. So I said, okay, I need to do East LA by City of Vernon. I was just there. There's like full shanty towns in the underpasses. It's sketchy, right? My car got stopped the other day, and there was like people all milling in the middle of the freeway underpass. You couldn't drive. It was like post-apocalyptic, total road warrior. And so I said, take me to the worst slum in Cape Town to shoot. And when I got there, to my horror, it wasn't bad enough. So I had
Oh,
to bring in art department and tents and trash to make it as gritty as LA. Again, I love LA. I do. It's my hometown. I live there. It's a very fascinating place, but it's gritty. And so to shy away from that, I think is bullshit. And I
yep.
think I want this film to be unapologetic in terms of who Jake Rosser is. Um, there's like that. I don't know if you're a Dodger fan, but the Dodgers just won the World Series, and Kike Hernandez and the Dodgers says, "I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody." And that's kind of how I feel. Like,
Mhm.
I don't apologize to show
It is
LA
what
the way
it is.
it
Yeah.
is.
Absolutely. Well, listen, they're giving me that up. So, again, congratulations on the movie. I loved it to bits. There could be a third one from, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but it really does kind of look like there could be something up your sleeve.
There's something on my sleeve. We have a number 3, and we just have to sort of get once the green light goes, we'll go. But let's see. And it depends if people come out and support us. November 14th, the film opens in theaters, exclusively in theaters. It's playing everywhere, so find a theater near you. Go watch it in laser projection with crystal clear Dolby sound, and it's just an
Yeah.
amazing experience in the movie theater, and it's a great night at the movies, dude.
Yeah.
It really
And
is.
it's a great movie to see with other people because it really does, like I said, it's not just an action movie. It really does kind of make you think and kind of stir up debates and things to talk about at the end of it. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's look, I mean, even for me, I love more than anything to go to a movie and then go get ice cream, go get
Sure.
a gelato, and like shoot the breeze about what we thought. I love that. Even when we don't agree, it's fun and satisfying. And this is definitely that. It's a movie where the popcorn goes flying and everything is going crazy and stuff's blowing up, and it's dramatic, and you're on the edge of your seat with a great performance from Aaron and these dogs. But it does have a lot to talk about after.
No, it's great. Yeah. Well, listen, John, thank you so much for your time. Thanks again
Thanks,
for the
Howard.
film. It's fantastic. And I hope to speak to you again sometime soon, sir.
I would love that. I
All
really
right.
appreciate you
All the
watching
very
the film.
best. Take care of yourself. Have a good day.
You
Cheers
too.
then.
Bye-bye.
Hello, darkness. How you doing? Good boy. I got that darkness in me.
We're not supposed to have animals in here.
Inside.